So guys, many Nigerians are not happy with the way Dr. Abati tried describing obedience during yesterday's interview, where they interviewed Felix Morka to come explain to Nigerians what he meant by Peter Obi has crossed the line so many times and whatever he sees at this time he should be ready to manage. And people are not happy the way Dr. Abati during that interview described the obedience. Also, Nigerians were expecting him to throw tough questions at Felix Morka, but we didn't see that. Instead, Nigerians are applauding Ayo and her other lady colleague for job well done. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at, what the reactions that people are reacting look like. Like this person tweeted and said, Dr. Abati should take it easy. See how body is sweeting him in denigrating obedience. He should take it easy. And this other person also tweeted and said, Dr. Abati is always so passionate when describing obedience. These two tweets got a lot of reactions coming from Nigerians, and many people were like saying that Dr. Abati didn't do a good job at all. So Aisha Yesufu has equally lent her voice, calling out Dr. Abati, in the way he described the obedience. You need to take a look for yourself. Just take a look.
Does Reuben Abati, does he have something against Peter Obi and obedience? Because I don't understand. When it seems as if when Reuben Abati is speaking about either Peter Obi or obedience, there's this venom that comes out of him. Even when there's really nothing, he's either making snide remarks, he's putting one thing or the other, he's trying to bring, Peter Obi down or the obedience. That there's always something about him that is really always off. And then you see him, he's like at his elements when he's using some very derogatory terms to either describe Peter Obi or describing, mostly describing obedience and stuff like that. And then he has these snide remarks about him and stuff and a whole lot of things. I don't get it. Is there any one of you that actually does get something? Please just watch this video.
You said Mr. Peter Obi is sponsoring a mob of reckless people who are defaming people, attacking people, bullying people, threatening people on social media and everywhere. A headless mob of bullies. Are you referring to the obedience? And I would like you to comment further on that characterization of this mob that you say Peter Obi is sponsoring, and now that mob poses a threat to the administration and to society.
Yes, I have been threatened by those who, even in the messages, profess loyalty to Peter Obi, who has said to me directly that, this, what you've said, we believe constitutes a threat to Peter Obi's life. Even when I put out information initially before my statement yesterday, on the APC handle, providing a verbatim translation or transcription of what I said. I put that out and with a clip, relevant clip, so that you can listen and read. That has not persuaded them to get, an enlightened perspective of that conversation. Now, yes, these are people who profess loyalty to Peter Obi. Now, if I have followers who go around threatening, Felix Morka or anyone else for that matter, I would, call them to order and say, look, hey, this is not necessary. I will, speak, even when I feel like this individual has said something I don't appreciate, I would still say to them, do not do this. But, so far, Peter Obi was quick to, claim that my words threatened his life and that of his family falsely, according to me. However, up until now, even though I have said publicly that these followers of his are threatening my life and that of my family, I have not seen anything by way of a reprimand or a call for stay.
It will not be too much for you to expect that Peter Obi can talk to a movement over which he has no control. They seem to have a mind of their own.
Just help me understand it. Where is that coming from? That whole, you could see him as if he's in his elements, describing, this vicious, whatever he thinks he's describing. You could see him feeling himself and the words. It's almost as if what do they call this thing? The veins on his neck stand up anytime that he's talking about, obedience and stuff like that. And it's no longer even just subtle, it's just constantly happening. You see him doing the same thing all over again. And then when there was a particular video I was watching, he was so uncomfortable when someone was taking on, Felix Morka, and the lady, a lady was there taking him on. Just take a look at this video.
And that's my point.
Right. So you said that you're challenging facts, or the misrepresentation of facts.
Correct.
Is in essence, that's your duty. However, what we saw was an attack on a person, not an attack on facts. And this is the issue. So for you to exonerate yourself and say, I didn't start this, when Peter Obi's New Year's address very clearly addressed the issues, but yes, you say you were responding to a question. However, you're trained in this field, and you could have turned your response into an address of the facts. My question to you is, why are we seeing this culture of toxic rhetoric from the spokespeople of this administration, not just from yourself? There's several of you who, who speak on behalf of this administration. Last time it was Olusegun Obasanjo who was told that, he's not even a worthy statesman to make this kind of statement on another issue. Another opportunity, it's Atiku Abubakar. Who is he to say all of this? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Why is there a culture of attacking the messenger as opposed to just dealing with the data?
No, I think you're getting this slightly wrong, if I must say. Now, if you read my statement,
in short, I'm just speechless, and I just loved what the lady did. Just putting the facts on, but you could clearly see that, Reuben Abati's body language, he was so uncomfortable. Or is it that he feels that, he doesn't want a situation whereby, what's the word I'm looking for? Now they will not invite him. He said that you people are privileged. That the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, decided to have a media chat. He was there, so he felt privileged. Maybe he's feeling that, so that next time they will invite him again. A place at the table is always what some people are always gearing for, irrespective. And so, because I don't get it, you could see how uncomfortable he was, during that, when the lady, the other journalist was, questioning this guy over what he has done, which is like, you were not focused on the fact. Is there anything that Peter Obi has said in his New Year message that was not focused on what is happening, on facts and figures, and even brought solution? He pointed out things. This time they couldn't say that, he's only talking and not bringing out solution. And which is one of the things I've always said to people, like when people come and like, proffer solution, I say, please go and meet the people you elected, or the people that rigged their way into office on your behalf. Go and ask them for solutions. Nobody owes anybody solution, because most time, especially we find our journalists doing that, they will not hold the person who is destroying the country accountable for solution. Then you are pointing out the destruction, it is you. They'll not be telling you that, you are just talking, you are not proffering solution. It's not my business to proffer solution for anybody. The person who is still on a mandate, where they destroy on our life, me wanna ask them, me proffer solution. But anyway, he didn't have to obey. If you really look at that video, you could see how uncomfortable Reuben Abati, seemed to be. There is something that someone else had said, which I didn't notice before. I didn't notice it before, but I just, when I read this message, I just said, and that's following. Okay, I think what will happen, probably what will happen is that I will allow you watch the video, this particular video where Felix Morka was trying to defend that when he was talking about he did not threaten Peter Obi, that he already has 400 threats to his name. People have threatened him, physically documented, writing, all of that. Just watch that this particular video before I will give you this particular how do I put it now? What's the word that I'm looking for? Observation that someone had done. Thank you.
I, Felix Morka, did not threaten Peter Obi. Nothing I said in that interview begins to even suggest remotely that, Peter Obi, I was asking anything other than saying to the man who was asking me a question, he said, you guys are calling him prophet of doom, or, voodoo economist. And I said, well, you know what, if that is what it's called, he has, he deserves it because he's crossed the line of truth. Now, I don't know by what medium or by what effort do you then transmogrify that conversation into a threat to Obi's life and the life of his family or those around him. That is libel in the extreme.
I know Mr. Obi likes to quote figures from Bangladesh, from India, from China, but that's not what we're talking about. Let's move to the second leg of it. Has anybody threatened you? Because your own party is saying you have been threatened. And who are those people who have threatened you? How?
Actually,
because you two you are alleging.
Absolutely.
You should also prove.
As it turns out, Peter Obi's allegation that the words I spoke in that interview threatened his life. Now, immediately, as I speak, I have documented no less than 400 threats, about over 200 of which are death threats. I'm not talking about people these are written texts that I have carefully documented and which, I'm providing to the law enforcement agencies, or people really telling me graphically describing how they intend to take me out, to shoot me, behead me in graphic language. You see, this is not a joke. And it's gone further to some members of my family who have also been, threatened directly. I'm not speaking about just, suggesting in graphic, language. You see, but, I'm not concerned about that because, what has triggered this entire insanity cannot be attributed to me. I did not threaten Peter Obi. And so anybody who is threatening me, that is their decision to do so. But, I hope that our law enforcement system will respond as effectively as possible to also, bring those individuals to justice.
So this is the observation from Obiasogu David. On Twitter, he's known as AfriSagacity. And he says, 1, there is no 400 threats anywhere. Morka merely concocted those figures out of wild imagination and self-delusion. 2, Reuben Abati was mischievous by saying that Peter Obi quotes figures from Bangladesh and China. He subtly amplified the mocking and the jeers from APC supporters. 3rd, that Arise TV hurriedly brought Morka back amidst the backlash and removed Rufai Oseni from the crew to interview him after Rufai called him out makes them suspect. Are they now fully pro Tinubu? Even watching this thing, because for one of the things I have, I really need to correct is that I don't watch news. I hardly watch this news. I'll read. Like now when I do this, my talk, so I'm forced to read from newspapers and all of that. Sitting down to listen to news, I actually don't do that. So I don't even understand the setting, and I didn't make that connection. But from what he said, actually, if you look at it, Rufai Oseni was not on that show. But this the lady that took him on, oh yeah, she did a very good job. She was just focused, very professional, at saying, let's talk about the issue. Leave all those things aside. So is it that did they remove Rufai because of the Morka coming back, or was it Rufai was indisposed? Well, we'll see about that. Nigeria, and then he continues to say Nigeria is tilting towards an authoritarian state. All state actors, institutions, and now the media bow to one man. We need to recapture Nigeria, push for the electoral reform now. Indeed, we need to capture back Nigeria. A lot of institutions, they literally be gone. Even the media has been taken a long time ago. It's just what you see is that some journalists who have refused to be coward in the face of all that is going on from the authoritarianism that is coming, from the state. They're still staying on. That's why you have some of them, keep talking. But the question I ask, what's this beef? What was it? What does Reuben Abati have against Peter Obi and obedience? Maybe help me answer.
I, Felix Morka, did not threaten Peter Obi. Nothing I said in that interview begins to even suggest remotely that, Peter Obi, I was asking anything other than saying to the man who was asking me a question, he said, you guys are calling him prophet of doom or, voodoo economist. And I said, well, you know what, if that is what it's called, he has, he deserves it because he's crossed the line of truth. Now, I don't know by what medium or by what, effort do you then transmogrify that conversation into a threat to Obi's life and the life of his family or those around him. That is libel in the extreme.
I know Mr. Obi likes to quote figures from Bangladesh, from India, from China, but that's not what we're talking about. Let's move to the second leg of it. Has anybody threatened you? Because your own party is saying you have been threatened. And who are those people who have threatened you? How?
Actually,
because you two you are alleging.
Absolutely.
You should also prove.
As it turns out, Peter Obi's allegation that the words I spoke in that interview threatened his life. Now, immediately, as I speak, I have documented no less than 400 threats, about over 200 of which are death threats. I'm not talking about people these are written texts that I have carefully documented and which, I'm providing to the law enforcement agencies, or people really telling me graphically describing how they intend to take me out, to shoot me, behead me in graphic language. You see, this is not a joke. And it's gone further to some members of my family who have also been, threatened directly. I'm not speaking about just, suggesting in graphic, language. You see, but, I'm not concerned about that because, what has triggered this entire insanity cannot be attributed to me. I did not threaten Peter Obi. And so anybody who is threatening me, that is their decision to do so. But, I hope that our law enforcement system will respond as effectively as possible to also, bring those individuals to justice.
So guys, we know that Dr. Abati is never a fan of the obedience movement. Take it or leave it. Although he supports Peter Obi, but obedience are not happy the way, because he's one of those people that feels that obedience are very raw and rough when it comes to them reacting or responding to some of the criticism. And that's why he's taking this stance. But we expected more from him. Many people have applauded Ayo and the other lady who were there during this interview, that they were even the ones that did a better job than Dr. Abati, because we seem not to see Dr. Abati, play his game very well in terms of not really coming out to support obedience or supporting Peter Obi, but we want to see them ask tough questions. I mean, obedience want to see these journalists ask these politicians some good questions. Not when you bring them to your studio, you want to just speak languages that will suit these politicians, when you actually know that these politicians are not there for the good of the people. They are just there for their own selfish interests. Now you have Morka, who said something that Nigerians are not happy about. He came to your studio, and instead of you to confront him and make him know that what he said was wrong, it's as if he lost idea on the questions to ask, to ask Morka. And that is why Nigerians are frowning at this, that I think Dr. Abati would have done a better job than we saw him do during this interview. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.